is your boy Tunchi, and this is Y.B.E.T.V. Today, I got a question from my main man Monty. He sent me a question to YBETV.org, the same thing that I want you to do. Go to YBETV.org, and you could go to Ask Tune, and you can ask me a million questions. You can ask me a billion questions. You can ask me a trillion questions, and I will answer them as soon as I possibly can. Next, go to www.ybetv.org/shop, where you can pick up the business credit course, the business marketing course. You could get a setup done. You could get a t-shirt bundle. You could get mentorship. You could get all these great things on the shop page of ybetv.org. And last but not least, got to tell you, YBE Transportation is hiring. We're looking for drivers like you. Yes, we're looking for drivers like you. We're looking for drivers like you. Basically, we're looking for a driver that has 2 years experience, not too many accidents on his DAC, that's going to go out here, be a team player, and make things happen. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this moving. Go to ybetransportation.com and put an application on file today. All right. Flatbed from Monty. The question goes, what's up, bro? I've been watching your videos since the summer. You give out some real jewels about the trucking business, which got me looking into Mercer. Seen my Mercer video. Well, everything worked out. I'm moving forward with them, but my question is, I'm looking for a truck that is fit to haul flatbed because that's where the money at. I'm a Freightliner type of guy, but if there's any game you could give before I go to the dealership, I'll truly appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with Freightliner and you hauling flatbed. The thing is that, to me, and this is my opinion, a lot of people be trying to get me because their opinion different than mine, but I really don't care. Listen, this is the thing. When it comes to Freightliner, Kenworth, Peterbilt, Mack, Volvo, all of the above, it's all about preference. Everybody answers the question differently. If you walk up to 10 truckers and you say, what is the end-all be-all truck? Some of them going to say Peterbilt. Some of them going to say Kenworth is the best. Some of them going to say Volvo is the stuff. Some of them going to say Freightliner, all never steer me wrong, and blah, 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 this, that, and this. The thing that I say is not about what you're hauling. Now, this is what I will say. This is what I will say. When it comes to Kenworth and Peterbilt, you can get those trucks to do flatbed. You can get Freightliner to do flatbed, or a Volvo to do flatbed, or a Mack to do flatbed, or whatever, even Sterling, whatever, to do flatbed, because you still have the gross vehicle weight of 80,000 pounds. You're going to max out at 80,000 pounds. Now, what I will say is this. When it's coming down to something like heavy hauling, and you're going to need a strong wheel in, and you're going to need some power to do what you need to do. When you heavy hauling, they be pulling like 100, 110, 120,000 pounds. It's a whole nother ball game. So you got to go in a whole nother direction when you're thinking about trucking. I would say, me personally, if I was doing heavy hauling, or if I had somebody doing heavy hauling, I would definitely point them in the direction of the Peterbilt, the Kenworth, and the Western Star. That's what I was trying to think of, the Western Star dealership. Because when you're thinking about that, you got to think about it like, hey, this Western Star right here, or this Peterbilt, or this Kenworth, from my understanding, they got really strong rear ends. And you don't want to be running through rear ends with Freightliners. From my understanding, I talked to a guy that actually was doing heavy hauling, and he said he started with a Freightliner. He was like, man, he had to replace that rear end so many times it didn't make no sense. So that's just something that I picked up on, and I was like, so what do you prefer? He said, man, look, give me a Kenworth or a Peterbilt, and I'll be good to go. So I kind of took that as like the Bible of it, because I don't know a lot about it. So I would say flatbed, man, there's nothing wrong with doing flatbed. Sometimes it's the same thing. Sometimes it's going to be heavy. Sometimes it's going to be light. You might get a load of forklifts. You know, especially with Mercer, they run a lot of forklifts too. I think it's down in South Carolina, they run a lot of forklifts. And sometimes you might even get that plastic tubing. Then I had a load with them that it was they look like giant rolls of tissue, but real big, huge paper rolls. You can only get like 3 inside the trailer. So it's all light. That stuff is like 20,000 pounds and under. But when you going into something like, let's just say if you was going tanker, where it's either you going to be loaded or empty. And when you're loaded, they're going to fill you up. And when you're empty, you're just going to be empty. So I would say if I was going tanker, I would probably entertain something like Peterbilt, Kenworth. But if I'm even no, not necessarily even with tanker, I would definitely say with tanker, it would be more likely that I would do that. But with like flatbed is the same as reefer and dry van. You still got the same weights. Now the only thing that would change it is I think they got them spread axles, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think that changes things too much. Um, I think that if you are a Freightliner guy, it's nothing wrong with being a Freightliner guy and going in the flatbed. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on thinking what you're thinking, and you go your own route. I don't think that it will bother you. Me personally, I love Freightliner. They cheap to fix. I'm good to go. But neck and neck to me with Freightliner is Volvo. I'm a Volvo fan too. So I never really had a Peterbilt or a Kenworth, so I can't really make an honest judgment on it. I never owned one before. So I could just say Freightliner and Volvo. I've owned Freightliners and I've owned a Volvo. So that's the only thing I can say. This your boy Tunchi. This YBETV. I hope that answers your question. And you know the slogan. If you don't want to end up in the box, pick outside of it. YB.